All right. Good morning. Today is, what is today? September 6th of 2024. And let's go over yesterday's price action as well as the outlook for today. Real quick. Few minutes. Okay, so as far as news today we did have non-farm at 8:30, so I do expect price to be very fluid today. It should be very liquid. Um, so yeah, let's just move that out of the way. Um, okay, so yesterday's price action. So yesterday I expected price to draw lower, but first I wanted to see a sweep of the previous day's high. On NQ, it did not. On ES, it did. That's SMT on the daily time frame. And again, it worked out exactly as I had expected, or as I saw during the morning session. What I wanted to see is I wanted to see a draw towards the highs. NQ swept the high, previous day high. ES didn't, as you can see here. I wanted to get long here, and I actually had a buy order on ES on NQ, but obviously it did not get triggered on this order block right here. Um, and on ES, I did want to get long off of this order block right, actually off this order block right here. And as you can see, this candle drew right into it, but I was a little bit hesitant to get in this trade because price had already swept the previous high here. Um, yeah, it had already swept the previous high here, so I wasn't too interested in that anymore. Um, I mean, I could have if I went in with like micros on ES, but I don't like micros on ES because they don't pay as well. Minis are the only thing I'll trade this with on this one. Again, so that's why I didn't really take take a trade here. Um, but again, heading into the 10 o'clock macro, price traded higher here, and at about 10:30, that's when price displaced lower after it swept this high here. So you can see this imbalance here was completely filled, and this dealing range was still in effect. So I can go ahead and delete that now, though. Actually, no, I can just do this. That and yeah, that and this right here. Okay, so again, I did expect price to displace lower, and I did want to get short. So the first trade I took, since I wasn't able to get onto this one, was a short on ES. After price displaced lower, I saw that this right here was the dealing was a balanced price range on the lower time frame, on the 1 minute actually, and so I used this dealing range here, waited for price to come up here. Now the only mistake I made was I actually got short right here a little too early, and then price drew higher, but I was confident, so I held on to it. And what I should have done is I should have added, because as you can see here, we had a purge of the low, purge of the high, displacement lower. Could have added here and here, but I decided not to. And another mistake I made was I actually did not take profit once it swept the low into 50% of this range here. If I had been in multiple contracts or two contracts, I probably would have most likely would have taken one off with the other one at break even. After price displaced higher, I actually got stopped out at I think it was 1 point below break even, and so I was pretty pissed off about that. But But that's fine. That's how trading is. Sometimes you get stopped because honestly, I did think we were going to draw lower, but obviously we did not. And so in the afternoon session, on the higher time frame, I waited for price to displace or not displace, trade into 50% of the daily range. 50% of the daily range here. This right here, this range was the lower time frame range, but this whole range was the daily range. And so after price is placed into the traded into the 50% of the range, I noticed that on ES, price only traded into the breaker block, which is right here, and as you can see here, it did trade into it, but still closed and opened below it. You could have used that as an entry point. On NQ though, it traded above that, and it never swept this low, but it did trade into 50% of the range. And earlier, I did see a breaker block on the 5-minute right here. As you can see here, that's why I left this breaker block, because I think it might be something to use today. It literally ticked into it by maybe 2 ticks. As you can see here, ticked into it, as well as this gap here. Now there was a 15-minute gap down here, but it overlapped 50% of the range. So when that happens, I like to use the ones above it, and that's why I used the 50% of the range. On the 1 minute, I was watching price do that, and what I wanted to see is I wanted to see a purge of the low first, then come up, hit buy side into this area here. Price traded lower, got in right here, a little lower, maybe around right here, and covered into 100 points on 2 contracts. So that made my day. Not bad. Um, Give me 1 second. Okay, so not that bad of a day, but still actually not that great of a day, but still came out pretty nicely with just 2 contracts on 100 points. Uh, Again, micros, but still I prefer to trade micros here than I do with minis, because again with minis you can lose your ass easily on that unless you have a pretty wide stop. What's the word? Um, yeah, just a pretty wide stop. And there was another opportunity here off the 5-minute after price swept this high, swept this low, traded into this imbalance here, and drew lower, swept this low here. But I wasn't too interested in that anymore because this right here was a 1500 macro, played that, uh, but this happened after at like 1530. So I wasn't too interested in that anymore, and I did want to see these lows get swept, but I think that happens today. Um, so today, what's my outlook for today? Let's start with the daily. So on the daily, I am expecting prices to continue drawing lower, continue drawing lower. Uh, we do have relative lows here, so I do expect for price to target these lows. If price sweeps these lows, then I will be targeting the next lows on the daily right here. Same thing here, the next lows on the daily. I will be looking to target these areas here. But one of the first things I do want to see is I want to see a sweep higher. I don't think we sweep the daily high on NQ. What I do think is I do think we draw a lower low, a higher lower high on NQ. On ES, I would like a sweep of this high here and then a draw lower. If we drew lower during the Asia and London session, then I have no trade idea today. Um, Maybe if we get displacement higher with gaps, then I might look to trade an afternoon setup. Same thing here. If we swept lower first, then I will look for an imbalance, for a rebalance of an imbalance up here. There is nothing on the 60-minute thus far. I mean, we did trade above this, but I don't consider this a gap. Maybe this one more so than the other one. But again, I am looking for price to rebalance this whole imbalance up here on the 5 minute. Um, so we'll see how price reacted off of these highs here. But again, I do want to see a trade up in this area and then a displacement lower. If I decide to get short, what I do want to see is I want to see consolidation, sweep of the lows first, sweep of the highs, then draw lower. Same thing here. I want to see a sweep of the lows first. If there was consolidation, um, sweep of the lows, sweep of the highs, and then displacement lower. If I don't see that, then I won't look to trade. But if for some reason we did trade above previous day high on ES, then that'll be another reason as to why I look to get short. Um, and if we for some reason swept previous day high on NQ, then I will look to trade lower as well, because 50% of the range uh, is up here as well. But I'm not sure we actually draw into that, especially if this area keeps holding price down as it did the previous day and then yesterday. Same thing here. Previous day, obviously yesterday we did not trade into it, but that's SMT for you. So let's go ahead and connect and see where price is currently. And let's start with the daily. Okay. All right, here we go. Oh wow. Okay, so wow, we already displaced lower. Which is this? And which one is this? Okay, so we did sweep the lows. Yep, we did sweep the lows. There is SMT between this low and this low, and this low and this low right here. So the current target would be current day lows. But again, if I look to get short again, I do want to see I do want to see what's the word, a rebalance of some imbalance, and then a draw lower, a continued draw lower. But again, there is SMT at the high, so I do want to see something up here first. Sweep, sweep, sweep. So we should be rebalancing an imbalance here somewhere. 4 hour. Since I'm bearish though, I'm not looking for actually, since I'm bearish, I'm not really gonna use these SMTs here. Nothing on the 4 hour. We have a sweep of the high, sweep of the low. So that is good. That's a good environment for a long setup. This one did not. I don't see anything on the 60 minute. There is an order block here, but and we are closing and opening above, or kind of respecting constant encroachment. So that gives me a reason to believe that we might be bullish today. All right, let's take a look at the 60 minute. We do have displacement higher. Damn, I always forget which one is which. Is it this one? Probably isn't. Oh, it isn't. Man, I need to just set them up for only one. That way I don't have to deal with them anymore. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it today. All right, so midnight open, lock. Lock here. Okay, so again, I am looking for longs today. Well, let me rephrase that. I am not looking for longs, but let me just continue building my case here. So currently price is drawing higher, but it already swept this swing high here. And as it stands, this is the current dealing range. Actually, no, since it swept this high. This is the current dealing range right here. Yep, right there. Okay. Current dealing range right there. I can delete this. So I'm better off not trading right now, because again, if I want to get long, then I would have liked a sweep of the lows first, which it did, and a sweep of the highs, which it already did, but it already finished the first objective. Now, if it wants to continue drawing higher, then I would like to see a 15-minute purge or a 5-minute purge before it continues to draw higher. But I don't see that happening just yet, but let's keep on looking here. Let's take a look at the 4-hour again, actually. I want to see something. Okay, so on the 4-hour, price has failed to close above consequent encroachment multiple times, so that's fine with me. All right, so if price does draw higher, then I would expect for price to have trouble drawing higher through this area here. If I'm to get long, then I would like, yeah, I already missed it right here. So no plays as of yet. If you're in here, then this would be the next target. Relative equal highs here. So this is the current draw on liquidity for me right now. Yep, current draw on liquidity. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. We have this gap here. So I do want to see how price behaves here. If it closes above, then that's a bullish sign. If it closes below, then price might still need to retrace and then continue higher. So that's my current. That's all I see for now. I don't see any structure as of yet. There is bullish structure, but I'll look into that here in a second. I only want to see where price would draw into so far. So that's what I'm doing right now. Um, here. Okay, so let's look at bullish structure. It does make logical sense that price is drawing higher. Nothing on the higher time frame. I mean on the nothing on ES or NQ on the 15-minute. There is change in state of delivery here. Makes logical sense that price drew higher on the 15-minute. Same thing here. Market structure shift. Actually, market structure shift on both. Okay, so yeah, current drawn liquidity is up here, but it does have to get above these areas here. I do want to get long because this area right here, this whole area is balanced. As you can see here, this wick was covered by this candle here. Here it traded into this area here. So price is currently balanced. So I would not be surprised if it continues higher. We do have an imbalance down here, but I'm not so sure that price comes back to test these areas because this area, this whole area is balanced. Down move here, up move here. So if price does come down into this area, then I may look for a long entry. But obviously, I think I have to see a lot more than what I'm seeing so far. So far, yeah, so far I'm not seeing any any structure that I like. Let's see the 5-minute. Nothing on the 5-minute either. Okay, so again, nothing. I don't see anything that I like. We do have this generated liquidity where each high is lower than the one on the left. Same thing here, generated liquidity. Each high is lower than the one on the left. Um, yeah, I have no bias today. Above here, I'm short. Below here, I'm bullish. I think here is where I would want to look to get short. So again, whether it's here or here, that's where I want to get short. Here, I'm not interested in getting long because it just doesn't make any logical sense. I would like another sweep and then maybe to see if we get a buy setup. But as it stands right now, it does look like prices drawing towards the highs. So the drawn liquidity are the highs. So what I would like is again, I don't see anything on the 5-minute or the 15-minute at all. So I would like swing high, swing low, get purged on the 15 or the 5-minute. And there's no discernible swing high, swing low yet. There is one here, but that all depends on what happens going into the 10 o'clock macro. Let's get rid of this. I don't need this. Yeah, I don't need this just yet. It just confuses me. All right, so let's add those there on the 1-minute. I don't see anything on the 1-minute either. There's no SMT at the lows whatsoever. All right, so we do have this right here. So if I do want a price to continue, then I would like for these lows to get swept, for me to target the highs. And the first target would be right here. Buy side liquidity has been purged. And we are respecting this imbalance here. So if I do take a short, then it'll be here quick. I think I'm going to. And my stop would be what? 24 points. 47.50. All right, let's get some buy orders, sell orders here. Looks like I'm not going to get it. I don't want this to sweep just yet. All right, so I do have some limit orders there already. Again, I want to see price purge this low, and then afterwards I'll see what it wants to do after it sweeps there. And looks like I'm not going to get it. Darn. All right, let's see if I get triggered in. All right, let's see. Come on, just a little more. Okay, I'm in. Come on. I want to see an immediate draw lower. Beautiful. Come on. Couple more seconds. I wouldn't want price to come back up here. Yep, I wouldn't want price to come back up there. And we're about to open. Let's see where we open. All right, so I have some sell orders right at 20. Okay. Oh no. All right. I got stopped out right at this high here. That's fine. Saw this little model here. Thought I would actually get it. There is S&T at the highs, but this move here is pretty aggressive. So I would expect for price to see draw to this high up here. Actually, I want to see how this closes. If it does, then I might jump back in. Oh, there it goes. Darn. All right, I'm not gonna get sucked into it. That's fine. Break even on the day so far. Maybe $2 loss. I think it is. Well, let's see. Yeah, about $5. I did want to see a sweep of this low here, so we'll see. But since I'm bullish, I'm just going to stay out of it until it sweeps this right here. And then I want to see that. I wanted an immediate draw into this area here. You know what? Let's give it one more try again. I want a quick retracement. Oh, looks like I'm not going to get it. Darn. All right, I didn't get it. I wanted to get in about here somewhere. All right, so it looks like I didn't get it. That's fine. All right, so now that it's swept these lows, I do want to see how it reacts. If it just displaces lower, then I will use this right here as an inverse. I do like how it closed. Very bearish. All right, let's this would be turtle soup to get long. Damn, I wish it was 1000. I mean the 10 o'clock macro. If it was a 10 o'clock macro, I'd be short. I'd be long right now. Just because. And if this was a 5 minute. It's rejecting this mitigation here. But my bias is bullish, so it does make sense that price is drawing higher. All right, so we got a purge of the low first, purge of the high. So now what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a draw higher. And the drawn liquidity hasn't been swept yet. Drawn liquidity is up here, and then maybe a next high up here. There's no way I get along right now. Even though it does look very what's the word? Oh, I had the wrong one marked up. There it is. So we are having trouble here. Yeah, we are having trouble closing above this area here. But mitigation blocks usually tend to be weaker. We'll see how this one closes. Okay, so ES just swept the previous day high and Q didn't. The intraday afternoon high, I mean. All right, so I think I'm gonna get short here. Just off of SMT alone. There you go. And I'm gonna target these lows here. It sucks that I only took one. Midnight open. I wanted to blast through here. So now if I hold on to this trade, it does have to close below here. If it doesn't, then I'll just take it out real quick. All right. Looks like we're in business. I want this sweep. I'm going to take it off here at 41. All right, and I'm out. Beautiful. All right, that's a pretty good trade. Okay, so why did I get short there? Well, because we swept the intraday afternoon high on ES, and Q did not, which is, where is it? It's all the way up here. And why did I get short here? Well, because I want to get long. I want to because of short. If I were to have gotten long, this right here would have swept first, and then the draw higher. But since it didn't, since it swept this previous high first, the short made sense. And this high here swept this high here. So we swept buy side first, and now we're sweeping sell side. So pretty good trade to start the day. So we just swept sell side. So now we may reverse. ES still hasn't. Could this be institutional order for entry drill? It could. I'm going to try it one more time. My stop is above this high. Yep, that's where my stop is. I really like this candle. The next one has to close with a flat bottom. If it doesn't, then I'm just going to get out. Because price is in a hurry to get to where it's at. And I don't want price either to, I don't want price to come back to the, even at the open. I want an immediate rebalance and then a draw lower. Right there. So I don't want price to get higher than that. Yep. Okay. All right, I'm out. But it's fine. Quick in and out. Scalping. Actually, this was the better one. Ah, oh, darn, there it goes. All right. Ooh, actually, I like ES now too. Let's see how far we go with ES. Okay. So ES, I did take a short here at 7.25. This is my stop. My stop is if price breaks above this low here and covers above. All right, so we are at a midnight open, but since we're bearish and prices is placing lower, we should continue to draw lower. These right here are equal lows. That's where my target would be. I don't want price to close above this. If it does, then I got to get out. All right, where is that? There's kind of SMT between the lows. Trade it into this tiny little imbalance here. All right, depending on how this one closes, will either keep me in or out. We traded into almost 50% of this range. Just a little more. All right, so I took, wait, okay, good. All right, so I just took my stop. Gave back about 50% of my profit. So I think I'm done for the day. I'm not gonna risk it anymore, especially after Tuesday's Tuesday's red day. Still within my loss parameters on that day, but just the way that I was taking trades was just very what's the word? Very impulsive, very biased. Or could it be this right here? Let's take a look at the 5-minute. Okay, so now it's primed for a long setup. Held above this order block here. This could be propulsion block. Perfect. Okay, I really like it now. Let's see. Still nothing up here that I like. I would like a close above this. Where's that picture? There it is. I'm gonna get in micros on ES. Yep, 17.18. All right, so I hope I get triggered in. I have 18 limit orders. I mean 5518. Okay, I'm in. Just micros though, so no biggie. And I do want price to stay above 50% of this range here. Perfect. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna take it off at 18. Yeah, I'm gonna take it off at break even. Okay, I'm out. All right, so excuse me. So what I want to see is something like this right here. Maybe a tiny move higher, sweep of this low, and then the continuation. But if it sweeps this high, then no entry. This right here to me is turtle soup. All right, there you go. Either one of these two, 15-minute order block. And if I don't get it, then I don't get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the profit I already made as the stop. So either way, I'll end up break even. If I lose it, if I don't, then I'll end the day with even more. But this setup I do like. Yeah, this setup I definitely do like. Let's get the orders ready. Okay. 1 minute until the macro starts. So either one of these is going to act as the turtle soup entry. And whichever one gives me the entry will be the better of the two. There is SMT between ES and NQ at the lows. Come on. All right, I am in NQ right here. This gap is going to tell me whether I stay or get out. You know what? I'm going to get out. I just don't like this displacement lower. Yeah. Ugh, that must have been it. That's fine. Yeah, I'm going to trust that. I'm going to trust my decision. I just don't like the displacement lower. That's the only thing that's keeping me from Actually wanted to get along that along with the SMT at the highs and the fact that the daily bias is bearish. Yeah, I'm all over the place right now with how this looks. This I like, but this one, the displacement is just too aggressive. So I'm not gonna trust it. And there we go. Yep, that's why. Okay, so I protected that thus far. I mean, it could reverse at any moment, but I'm gonna trust that my daily. I'm gonna trust my daily bias. There you go. And this right here is also something that tells me that price is seeking sell side. This is now an inverse. Notice how this one closed. If one candle closes above it, then I will look to see how the next one reacts. And if this one closes down here, then I may take a short. Okay, so I'm in where? I'm in at 11 right here, and I want to see an immediate reaction lower. There you go. This is my drawn liquidity. I'm going to put my stop at break even. Okay, got my set stop. All I need to see are flat tops, flat bottoms, I mean. And it does make sense with the 10 o'clock macro. All right, so I don't want price to come back up. I don't want it to close this gap if it leaves one. Maybe an immediate rebalance, but that's it. I don't want it to close above this candle. So there's my stop. If price closes above this candle, then I got to get out. I would like it to close below 50%. All right, so yep, I don't like that. All right, so at least I got my stop at break even now, and if I get stopped, then that'll suck. But at least I protected my stop. The move should be aggressive, since if I'm short, it should not be lethargic. It should not look like this. It should look like this. After it sweeps this low, I don't expect price to come back up here. Come on. Oh crap, I got stopped. I was actually looking at this one. Consequent encroachment again. And there it goes, I think. Yep, there it goes. Oh man, that sucks. All right, no worries. I probably should have left my stop at this high here, because here it touched consequent encroachment and now it's drawing lower. That's fine. And there it goes. Oh, darn. Well, that blows. First stage, second stage. So the draw into this low should be very quick. There it goes. And that's it. All right. So, um, my mistake was actually taking trades here, 9:30, because by the time I had already made a little cash, I was already kind of spent emotionally here. And so because of that, I was hesitant when I got short up here at 11 actually. Oh, damn. When my stop should have been up here. So that was me trying to protect my stop. Um, yeah, that was me trying to protect my profit. And so that cost me, not in losing, but in actually making more. So this right here was perfect. This move here was perfect because again, I had illustrated this right here, which yeah, I had illustrated this, and this right here should have been, this was my entry, took my stop, but I always expect price to do something like this. You got the move down, one quick sweep, and then the move comes in. So that's what this did. And my actual stop should have been up here. Yeah, that's where my actual stop should have been, not as soon as price closed above it, because I was expecting this. So yeah, I mean, that's my fault. Uh, it's my fault that I didn't make enough given the trades that I had because they were perfect. So executions were great, exits were just shitty. Um, Entry executions were great, exit executions were just shit. Still green on the day. Could have been as great as yesterday and the day prior because I was watching. I saw price. Price did exactly what I wanted on ES, obviously, but on NQ, I just shit the bed on that one. Let's see here. Yeah, definitely. This should have been the area I was paying attention to because the first thing it did during consolidation is it swept the lows. Then it swept the highs. And as soon as it swept the highs, it swept previous day intraday afternoon high, displacement lower, entry. And it was right at what's the word? It was right at above yeah, that's a beautiful setup. It really was. Okay, so lesson learned. The purge had already happened to the south side. When you're looking for shorts, purge the purge needs to happen to sell side first and then buy side. Once it happens at buy side, you get displacement, which is this right here, retracement into 50% of the range. The gap that you use should always be above 50% of the range. Use this gap. Here, price failed to close above consequent encroachment, so you get in short right here towards this low. First target, second target, these equal lows here, last target here. Market maker sell model. It is having trouble closing above this area here. Let's take a look here. 99, 93. All right. Let's give it a try again on micros. Yep. All right. I need a quick retracement. Looking for a quick retracement. There you go, right there. Okay, so I'm in. At 95.50. I don't want to see displacement higher. The next candle, I want to see an immediate draw lower. Hold on. All right, so now I'm gonna set my stop at 99.25. Okay. All right, so I'm in micros. 95.50 entry. The reason I'm in is because this gap, as you can see, was an institutional order flow entry drill. Notice how price never, basically only pierced it. Same thing here, only pierced it. Same thing here, failed to close above consequent encroachment. So that's why I'm short 3 contracts. So now I just wait. Every new gap that gets drawn, I want to see how price behaves around it. There is SMT at the lows right now, so that might get me to get out but bias is still bearish. So yeah, there's that. Let's see how it behaves here. Oh crap, there's displacement. All right, I'm gonna take it off. Let's see. It started to look like displacement, but it almost got me. First, want to see how that one closes, though. Yep, I'm gonna take it off. I'm having a hard time deciding. Close below, close below. All right, so it closed right above the gap. I want to see what it does now. That's the first gap it violated. So if it wants to draw higher, then that violation will stand. If it doesn't, then this candle should be pretty aggressive. All right, so I'm gonna put my stop at 95.75. One tick below my break even. All right, so I got that set. Now let's see. Yeah, I just don't like how that one violated the first one. On NQ, it doesn't look like a reversal, so that's why I'm still I still like to trade. The draw higher should be clean if it's going to reverse, kind of like this right here. So I think I may get stopped though, because all we're seeing now is just consolidation. Ooh, almost got stopped. Almost got triggered. I like this order block here with this order block here. That makes this a propulsion block. Same thing up here with this one right here. Okay, good. All right. So I'm still in this. And I'm going to target this low down here. I actually hit it, but I didn't get triggered. Wow, that's pretty cool. So the next candles, I shouldn't see it come back up here. If it does, then I'll just manually take it off. I'm gonna take one off here. Yeah, I'm gonna take one off at 82. Okay. Uh, okay, so you see this gap here? It seems to be respecting it. So if it respects it like it did the previous ones, then I should expect the next three candles to be just as aggressive. I'm just not liking the fact that the move down is lethargic. First stage, second stage. All right, so I'm not liking that. I'm not liking that reversal. It almost hit my sell point. I mean my buy stop, because since I'm in a short, to trigger your trades, it's buy stops or buy limits. Yeah, it's doing the same thing it did up here. Closed above, violated this one. Next one's still did that, consolidated for a few minutes, then drew lower. Three candles displacement. So this one, I think I just want it to be like this, these right here. So let's see if I get triggered out. Uh, Perfect. NQ still looks bearish. I was kind of thinking that this might be displacement, but it drew a wick here. Pretty crazy wicks. Displacement lower. Oh, perfect. Okay, so I just got out of my first contract. So the second one should be it should be in a hurry to get down here now. I'm gonna set my stop. Not here. I'm gonna set it up here. 93.25. So put 2 points below my 95.50 entry point. All right, I'll just yeah. Really don't like the way that that's moving down. Let's take a look at the 1 minute over here. There is S&T between this low and this high here, and NQ already swept this low again. I'm gonna trust it. Just let it do its thing. I'm gonna sell one more at a new low, just cause I don't like the move down. This move down I like. This one not so much. My stop is still here, so about 2 points below my entry point, which is right 95.50 right here. I like that rejection here. Hmm, I really don't like that. It's trying to consolidate. It's building structure right now instead of continued expansion. Um, I'm gonna lower my stop to 1.50, 1.75. All right, so 1.75. Why? Because it's 50% of this order block here. Yeah, I just don't like that. Awesome. Still have one contract buy limit order here, and then the last one's down here. Beautiful. Okay, great. All right, so now I'm a lot happier. Uh, decisions. This right here is a market make a sell model, so it should reach this low here. So I'm gonna leave my stop there. Oh, okay, good. Oh, right. Second stage usually has the quickest move. Let me put. Okay, great. Come on. It's reaching for the low of the gap here. Almost there. Come on. Outstanding. Okay, now I can breathe. All right, so that was a great trade. I was pretty pissed off that I didn't catch this short up here, but glad that I caught it right here and held on to that all the way up to here. So I'm freaking happy about that. Very happy. Um, yeah, very happy. What made what I half the what do you call that? Half the profit that I made was well, half the profit that I lost on that initial profit, I lost up here doing dumb shit. Then I gained that back and then some with this short here. Um, so a pretty good day to end the week. What started to look like Tuesday again um, turned into a pretty good day. So I'm glad that I was able to stick with it. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So for the afternoon session, I'm pretty much done. But the only way I will trade again is if price retraces into 50% of this range here. Same thing here. That's the only way I'll look to trade. Otherwise, I'm pretty much done for the day. But given, yeah, we'll see how price looks in the afternoon. But yeah, I think I'm pretty much done for the day. Gonna review this once again. I definitely need to review because my buy has changed a few times once price swept these lows here. Um, but that's because I completely forgot about my daily bias. Here it did not sweep intraday afternoon high. Here it did. And as soon as that came into my radar, I should have immediately started looking for shorts instead of looking for longs, all because of this stupid thing. So I took that out. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the day. I'll see you next week.